feeling powerlessness, feeling like you don't have a sense of control where you feel as though you deserve to have control in your own life, is, yes, a learned behavior. It is a program that we undergo in our lives for a multitude of reasons. It's different for everybody. So as we develop, as we have these life experiences, as we come into relationship, it makes sense that we might run into disagreements, we might run into issues, ideals that challenge relationships, ideals that leave people feeling misunderstood. And this is why I am a very curious person. And this is why I have found myself in positions where I have left myself in a position of open heartedness, even when society or even when my programming said I should do otherwise for really good reasons. And often I had to learn the hard way, which I don't want people to learn the hard way because that can be painful, but there's nothing wrong with going through what you go through as to grow in the grand scheme of things. You do not deserve to feel powerless in ways that leave you unfulfilled or leave you feeling anything other than as you are by nature. And when you are locked into this state of being, or you find yourself in this loop of powerlessness in many ways that may manifest, it would make sense, it would be natural for you to do everything you know how to do to get out of that state of being, everything that you see is possible for you at this time. And if you can't see a possibility or a way out, then you very well may be living in that loop with no foreseeable end. I'm sipping some tea right now. I have ashwagandha powder in here, and I have marshmallow root powder in here. So yeah, I think this will affect slightly the vibration of my dialogue with you here. But back to the conversation about control. So again, I'm here to share with you about my experience. There's so many things that I just would love to share with you all here, and I will continue to share with you all here. Although I see that for the sake of simplicity, I speak as lightly on the depths as possible so that everybody can leave feeling as though they can apply something to their actual lived experience or gain some sort of understanding from my experience that very well may transfer over into your own experience in such a way as to make it easier for you or make it more palatable. The experience itself, it can be very challenging, and being that my focus is on the topic of depression, it would make sense that perhaps the experience is not exactly as you want it to be. So that kind of leads me into my experience, where in which I was existing, as I always have, in this loop of feeling powerless, of feeling like I was out of control, like I didn't have any control in the areas where I felt I deserved it, knowing that I did deserve it. And that was one of the biggest stepping stones, was coming into the realization that I did deserve it. And what led me to that stone, or what allowed me to make that leap of faith, was my practice and my discipline. This is what really reinforced those feelings of worthiness, because I was existing as I truly am from within, which is a peaceful state, which is a state that is pure of heart, which is a state that is unadulterated and kind and joyful and naturally fulfilled. My practice was not always the same thing. I often did many things that were repetitive, whether it was yogic flows or meditative states of being. But within this practice, I was also bathing myself in the ocean. Often I would be the only person in the ocean every single day. 9 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., cliffside, meditating, going deep into these states of appreciation for creation within me, all around me. And by the time that sun hit, I was in there basking in the whitewash of the ocean and purifying those subtler aspects of my body, in pure bliss, feeling like a child, feeling like freer than I have ever been. And although I did not have much, although I did not see as much as I had, I knew within myself that what I was experiencing was priceless and was extremely valuable. Because that is the design of where we reside. And yes, it takes work to find yourself in a position where you can truly see that. But that begs the question, what does work mean to you? And in this period of my life, which has translated over into this now moment, I was transcending what work meant to me. I was finding what my true passion was, what I wanted to do with my life. I was coming into clarity through a joyful experience, through a fulfilling experience, as to what it was exactly what I wanted. It was so obvious to me that no matter what I attempted to do, there was this element of feeling like I was forced into a certain energy that did not resonate with what I knew to be my heart's desire. So as I found myself in these states of supreme clarity, because of the vastness of the ocean, the support that the ocean actually provided me, and the open sky and the trees and the experience, the entirety of the experience, I was able to really create that and witness the natural unfoldment of what it was that I felt my purpose was. And it has a lot to do with what I am speaking to you about right now, which is wellness, which is going through the darkness, experiencing the darkness, and also experiencing the light and experiencing all of the beauty of both aspects. To be well is to come into an understanding of what it is that you truly wish to do with your time here. What is feeling like joy, what is feeling like peace, what is feeling like gratitude, genuine gratitude. And these things unlock when you experience genuine gratitude, when you are in that state of being, right? So when we're in this loop of negativity, however that might play out, it could be, just micro aggressions, it could be more really intense feelings of despair, wherever you may find yourself on that spectrum. That loop in of itself will not allow you to experience the genuine gratitude, the genuine joy, the genuine clarity that will allow you to witness your ever evolving passion or joy. Your heart's desire is what I'm calling it. What you truly want to do, what you truly love to do. This is shifting over time, at least for me in my experience, right? So, of course, relate to it in a way that is harmonious for you. Relate to my words in a way that is true for you. But this is what I see, is that what I love to do is shifting. It is evolving. It is expanding in a multitude of ways. Perhaps it's even contracting. I don't know, just words. There really is no words to describe the essence of your true work as you are in the midst of it, because that's the beauty, that the lived experience of it. We must find ways to break out of a loop, a state of being that does not allow you to explore that. That is why I am an advocate for being in natural spaces full of oxygen, rich in what our bodies are made of, and also creating a relationship of respect for this, a deepening relationship, right? One that you might take 3 steps forwards and 1 step back, or 1 step forward and 8 steps back, but just understanding the value that is present in simply giving that sense of respect, that love, that care for your environment, for that which sustains your life, your vessel, your ability to have these really clarifying experiences, these really fulfilling experiences. Art. Just some art, y'all. And this is not always an easy task. We don't always want to do what it takes in order to break that loop. But the loop in of itself is what will keep you there. That is why I like to work incrementally. I like to be considerate of what my needs are as I enter into these spaces where I'm being intentional in breaking free from perceived limitations that were learned behavior, from behavioral patterns that were learned, that were drilled into my mind and into our minds. One of the main key wisdoms that I've learned from my experience is that what my heart's desire is, what I truly want, and the options that seemed relevant or seemed like viable options and pathways for me as to express that and as to physically bring that into manifestation in my own life and into the lives of others who resonate, was that it was vastly different from what I saw within that stillness. And that in order for me to truly experience my vision, I was going to have to fight for it. Right? So I like my fights to be peaceful. Right? I fight the waves. I fight. This is how I've acclimated. I fight my own self. I fight what I see. So I would find myself fighting my fear as I would climb down these dangerous mountainous terrains in through these rocks. Nobody's around. You know, a ginormous wave could come and plummet me into this rock wall and nobody would know. But I did that because I was fighting. And I wasn't scared. When it's really easy, it's actually a lot easier than we make it out to be when we feel entrapped. And you don't have to fight physically. Sometimes that might be more valuable for you in that moment. In any given moment, it will be appropriate for you to go within. But you can also go and do things that are more hands-on, that are more engaging. I fought my own fear, my fear of putting myself out there. I fought my fear of interacting with people who are different than me. That was a huge thing for me, you know, moving to a different place. It was a culture shock. I did not resonate fully with the energies that I was around. And it wasn't solely because of the drastic differences from the environments that I found myself in, as much as it was because of the radical changes that I was making within myself and then seeing reflected back to me and not really understanding what that looked like as an external reflection. But I was making shifts internally through meditation, through hatha yoga in particular, and learning about universal laws and applying them to my life as to be able to start to get familiar with doing what it takes to materialize my vision for myself as the artist, as the singer, as the dancer, as the painter. as the nature lover, as the cat whisperer, as the baby whisperer. I'm a child whisperer. I love children. I work really well with children. And it's very simple for me to navigate spaces, whether it be one child that is problematic or 30 children who are really just sick of the routine. We're operating from a framework that is aligned to a routine that perhaps is not really working well with what your vision is. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that the premise is that there's something inherently wrong with our experience when we are having the capacity to simply let go. But letting go is something that we learn how to do, or something that we witness occurs as we practice meditation, or as we practice all different kinds of things that are readily available to us forever. Just the main message that I'm conveying to you in this moment is that you are having the opportunity to gain an understanding of what it is that you see for yourself, truly. And that thing that you see for yourself existing harmoniously with all facets of your life. I've spoken to so many people on my journey who truly believe that their only way to exist on this planet is to go through a particular route. And they will express hatred or disgust. They will express disinterest, boredom, frustration, anger towards pursuits that will take up most of their time for the rest of their lives. And I question, why is that? As somebody who has gone through the necessary changes to come to this point where in which I can convey this to you in such a way. And that is the question that I asked myself as I sat and I contemplated what it was going to take for me to truly be able to do what I love, which is sit there and be with the ocean and still be able to operate within humanity. And I witnessed the most incredible miracles in my life. And I continue to witness them on a daily basis. I will start celebrating for what seems like no reason out of nowhere. Like real life celebrations. Party of one, maybe. But yeah, like the most unexpected interactions with people that I was taught not to engage with people, with beings, situations that on the surface seemed not worthwhile. Those experiences that I didn't even know I was seeking. I was just going along, minding my business. I would say I'm the kind of person who minds their business. And as it was, those interactions, those experiences were some of the most valuable experiences, some of the most breathtaking experiences of my life, and will continue to be. And likely with less pain, because you grow wise through these experiences. It is a cause for celebration to grow wise through negative experiences, and also to be grateful for where you're at. There's nothing wrong with where you're at. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It is your experience, and it is leading you if you allow it to. If it's entrapping you, if it's making you feel stuck, then that's what it is. So something that you can do moving forward is, in real time, when you want to go into a state of being where you feel like there's something inherently wrong with your experience, whether it's negative, positive, anywhere in between, you don't feel like you're getting anywhere, or whatever the narrative is, in real time, allow yourself to disengage with that thought pattern that what you are experiencing is not enough. Just disengage with it. Don't allow it to grasp at you, at your ability to feel grateful for what is. And as you witness that thought pattern, as you disarm it in real time by simply observing it, by simply witnessing it, choose consciously in that moment to be aware of the thought pattern that was learned behavior. So that would be not identifying with it, not agreeing with that thought form, detaching from that thought form, and moving forward in such a way as to empower that which brings you peace, that which allows you to be in a state where you are grateful for what is. Truly, genuinely, not as to attain something, but to simply be in gratitude. To make your worth about what you have, that's a fleeting experience. To make your worth about who you're going to be, or who you think you're going to be, or who you could be, or who you think someone else is and are associated with, that's a fleeting experience. Understanding your value is inherent. It's within you.
This video went way longer than I had anticipated, and it ended up cutting off. So I just wanted to leave this part out because it was going somewhere and I just don't want to take it all the way. So thank you for watching, and feel free to explore those description links. Remember that your worth is inherent and you don't need anything to make you worthy. You were born that way. What is it that is going to allow you to feel as though you are that? What brings you joy in your life? What lights you up? And in what ways can you go about doing those things that you truly love to do. So again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to sharing another video with you all.